You know, the whole idea by having a step system is that to get to that one more step. Can we go one more step? If you can do that with every customer, you'll be surprised how many more sales you'll pick up in the process.
With TLP, I know that everyone coming through the door is being taken care of. We're capturing as much as we possibly can. The money that we have going towards advertising is directed to where it needs to go, which means there's more money on the bottom line, more profit overall.
Any selling tool that you can use to get your closing ratio up, it's just so much better for your business. A year into TLP, we are more profitable per unit because we have that structure of calling the customers and finding out what machine they're looking for. Just makes it so much easier for my salespeople. It takes less time for them to do the business of selling.
There's no way you could run the store without logging traffic. You need to know who's calling, who's coming, what they're looking for. Traffic Lock Pro has been very good for business. Anytime you can monitor who's calling the store and who needs a call back and what, you know, people are looking for specific machines along the way, and you look through the traffic law as you're buying equipment, it's very good.
On a monthly basis, I would say that a strong percentage of our sales are gained because we do have the tracking system. Like again, it teaches the salesperson a strong process that they can adhere to. They've got something visual that they can relay back to with their sale, and it definitely catches some deals that may have gone out the door. It gives us the opportunity to rehash them.
I would say that we've gained at least 10 deals in the past 3 months just by following up with customers and doing our due diligence as far as calling them back and seeing if they had.
One of the features on TLP is a search engine, where if you have a certain machine in stock that you really want to move, whether it's used or new, you can go into that search. You can put in Razor LE, and you can pull up all the people that have been into your dealership looking for a Razor LE. And again, it lists them right there that you can go down the list and call each person and say, hey, I got this Razor LE in that you were looking at.
We were heavy on a couple different units, and what I was able to do is when good promotions came up on, say, like a Sportsman 300, and I have had people in the past. I had a guy one time looking for some used ones. In fact, it was a pair of used 300s he was looking for. Well, rebates got pretty good, so I actually called him up. I was able to go back to the TLP, find his information, call him up, and then tell him that, hey, I know you're looking for used, but you do want nice equipment. Well, I'm getting I have these new ones with great rebates that is getting it within the price range or close enough to the price range of the used ones that you were looking to invest in. So I used TLP to contact him to let him know what we could offer him at that point. So it was beneficial because I may have lost track of his name or his information or trying to remember who he was, but through the super search I was able to go back and find his information and give him a call.
Customer will come in and say, oh, so-and-so quoted me X amount on this unit. No, they didn't, because I have her log, I apologize, although she's out today, I do have her notes. That's a biggie, Generally, I don't have her notes. If she didn't do a paper quote out of the computer or, anything like that, and the customer comes in, oh, well, she quoted me this and I want to take it today. No, I'm sorry, and you can print it right out. These are Dawn's notes.
How often does that happen?
Happens a lot more than you think it happens. Yeah.
You have the opportunity to print some reports that really give you some strong statistics, and so you can see where the breakdown in your process is from the greet, the probe, to the sit down, things of that nature. You can really sit down and pick out the fine and weak points in each of your salespeople. It really helps you know where you need to focus on training with each individual person.
I recently had a customer come in 2 months ago. He was an on-the-road salesman looking at Polaris Rangers. He said that he got to all kinds of towns, had been in all kinds of dealerships, didn't know what brand he was going to buy. I showed him what we had to offer as far as Rangers went, logged him into our system, and began calling him back every week. After about the 6th week, he came back and did indeed purchase one from me, and he specifically told me that I was the only one out of all the dealerships that he had visited that called him back.
A year ago when Polaris approached the dealers to become part of TLP, the fee was a huge issue for me. $99 a month in these times was a lot. But fast forward a year later, the $99 is a drop in the bucket for what we're getting out of TLP.
I was told that it would cost something. Do I think it was going to be worth the money? And I thought, actually, I kind of drug my feet and said no, because I already do something like that. Now, on the flip side, do I think it's worth the money? And I would say, yeah, we had to do it, so that's just the way it is. But like I said, my old system was okay, but it had flaws, and TLP has generated income that my old system wouldn't have. So therefore, I can say it actually does pay for itself.
As for payment, yes, I do pay for this every month, but I have a lead right now that I have a deposit on a motorcycle that has literally paid for TLP for my year and exceeded that. It does take up our time. You know, everything, we all have a job in everybody that comes through the door. So just adding that extra couple seconds is, sure, it's another job, you know, it is, but it's also cash, you know, it's a very good paying job.
Back when I got started, I probably contacted TLP maybe 2 or 3 times just with some questions. I found it hard to understand how to clear my logs and things like that. And within 2 hours or better, actually most of the time within the hour, I had someone contacting me directly, explaining me through, and very easy to work with. They were great as far as that goes. So I think that if I did have any questions or I did have a problem or needed help at all, I know that day I'd have an answer.
When we first started using Traffic Log Pro, we thought it was unnecessary, more work, thought that what we were currently doing was enough. We were selling a lot at the time and didn't think that Traffic Log would help us at all. Once we started using it, had some success with it, there's no way that we would ever change it or go back.
If we here in Wallop in Pennsylvania can do it, anybody can do it.
Here's a quick screenshot of what Traffic Log Pro, the Polaris Lite version of it, looks. It's only $99 a month. It's very, very easy to use. Again, for those of you who aren't very computer oriented, it is very easy to use. It's going to take you maybe a little bit longer, but ultimately you are going to get focused in on it. It's going to make a difference in your business. Dan has a team of trainers, and they actually have a quota for whenever you call there on a training situation. Their goal is to call you back within 5 minutes. So that within the hour he started 2 and then he kind of came down to 1 and then, well, it's actually shorter than that. Their agenda, their goal is 5 minutes when you call them. So they do have an excellent customer service team, a good group of trainers. Now, these dealers that we're looking at, we asked them one final question regarding Traffic Log Pro, and we said, what advice would you give any dealer that would say they're not using this, but maybe they're thinking about using this? What advice would you give to those dealers?
My advice would be accept it. You know what I mean? Just welcome it. Like I said, make it as a tab. You know, when you get that DVD, put it in and watch it. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. You know, the log books, use them. Use them. Whatever your regular log book is, put it aside, use it. Make your tab, and every day when you open that internet, it's going to be there. You're going to be reminded, you know what, there's potential cash sitting right there in that tab. Use it.
When you come on to TLP, it kind of depends on where you're at, what kind of logging system you already do use. If you're on paper, it's going to take you a little longer to accept it and to get used to it. I can understand that. If you're doing some kind of a computer system now, it's not going to be as hard. I'd say give yourself 4 weeks if you're on a computer system, a little bit longer if you're on a paper system. But be patient, because I think you will see it pay in a fairly short amount of time.
I would recommend for any dealership who uses an electronic logging system to come up with a daily schedule that's the same on each day, so that the salespeople know when and where they're supposed to be and what they're supposed to be doing with their logs.
And that's the biggest thing, is just making a commitment. Just like going to the gym, you have to commit to it, and then the 3-4 months down the road you'll see the benefit. And I think you would do the same with TLP.
I would recommend Traffic Log Pro to every dealership. Every dealership should have Traffic Log Pro.
I would absolutely recommend TLP, Traffic Log Pro, to other dealers. It's been a win-win for me from day one. And once the other dealers see the benefit to it, they're going to really be happy that they signed on to TLP.
You were having a hard time deciding whether to do Traffic Log Pro or not do Traffic Log Pro, whether it's due to the cost or the computerization. I would tell you, you're probably losing more on a daily or weekly basis just in sales than the monthly cost of TLP. One sale. That's all it is.